goat lovers, Crystal here with Blue Cactus Dairy Goats, and I am leaving my ranch and heading to work, which is not something I want to do at all, but it is a reality. So I'm heading to my second job. It has been a very rough week, very rough couple of weeks, pretty stressful. You know, just realities of ranching, and I just thought I would share with you guys, I guess, the realities that sometimes happen when we are ranching, or when you're running a ranch. So just recently, you know, in the current last couple of weeks, it's been pretty rough. You know, it's always something, of course. But our reality is not everything is rainbows and butterflies and little baby goats playing in pretty tall grass, and it can sometimes be pretty awful. And yeah, sometimes have to make some pretty rough decisions that you don't want to make and don't want to be in the position to make. But it is what it is. So with Coda, you know, he was not born normal. And if any of you saw his birth, you've noticed, or maybe you didn't, but his mom was not going to save him. The only reason he was even alive an hour after he was born was simply because humans were there, because my family was home. She wasn't even going to take him out of the bag, you know, out of his sack. She was walking away. And that is nature, you know, that is simply nature. It is how it is. If they feel that there's a kid that isn't going to thrive, she's not going to waste her energy or her milk or her colostrum on a goat that simply will struggle anyway. And they can tell that. So my daughter, as again most of you know, Kaylee, she became mom right quick. She did awesome with it. She woke up every 2 hours, she fed him, she got him walking, she made sure he was standing, she got him strong, and she took care of him. And of course we all fell right in love with him, because that's what happens. We love our animals. So he, you know, has struggled with breathing his whole life. His heart beats 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he breathes really heavy. And it, you know, he was simply premature. So whatever happened inside, he just didn't get the nutrition and didn't get the development he should have, whereas his 3 sisters did. So he was born in a manner that he was premature. And he was doing pretty good. So he's 5 weeks old, and he had a moment there where we felt like we were pretty good out of the woods, and then before you know it, you know, he went downhill real quick. So we have recently just been trying to save Coda, and it's hard, because like I said, you fall in love with these animals, you really do. Especially the ones you take inside, and they're your babies. So my reality, yesterday, Coda, he was not doing good. You know, I stayed up all night researching what else could possibly be wrong with him. You know, what can I do? You know, didn't get any sleep, just nervous about what's going to happen to him. Had to wake up really early in the morning because life goes on. I got to go to work. There's milk. There's animals that need milk. There's animals that need, you know, bottle fed and taken care of. Ones that are thriving. So then before I went to work, I was giving a baby goat an enema because Coda wasn't pooping. So now he's too weak to poop. asleep, giving goats enemas, shots of vitamin B, you know, probiotics, all the things I can do with him to hopefully keep him strong. And then in the end of it, I had to drive away from work. Scared to death that my daughter would be giving me a call, crying that her baby just died in her arms. And I wouldn't be able to come home to comfort her for that. Because I have to work. Because we aren't made of money. It's just a reality. So that was my reality the other day. Of course, last night I get home from work, go straight out to milk. You gotta, you know, continue. Thank goodness I came home and you know, Coda, he was alright. He definitely is still with us. He looked a little stronger last night, so of course then you get this glimmer of hope. Which, when you get it, you gotta hold on to it, right? And at that point, I did a little more research after I milked the goats and bottle fed, and we did dinner, cleaned up from dinner, all of the realities. Gave him another enema, completely clogged with solid hard poop. And of course, if goats don't poop, it will kill them. They get clogged up, and then anything they drink or eat is just going to get trapped into their stomach, and they won't be able to digest it. So, gave him another enema before I went to bed, and another shot of vitamin B. This morning he looked pretty good. So those are just some realities, and this is just one goat. It seems to be always a never-ending story like this, to be honest. Not always. But, you know, it happens. And when you have 25 goats and that many goats having babies, it's bound to happen. Not all of them survive. Not all of them survive birthing. So, ranching can be pretty stressful, pretty realistic. Sometimes it likes to kick you right in your mouth, so that is what I've been dealing with the last couple of days. Another reality is, a lot of people are going to think, why don't you just take your goat to the vet? Well, vets cost a lot of money. And the reality of our vets, you know, the reality of most vets, they don't know many things about goats. From my experience, they want to treat your goat as if it's a horse, when it's nothing like a horse. Completely different. So, just a couple stories of vet experiences. You know, I had a goat that I took to the vet. She had pretty bad diarrhea. She told me she'll be fine, which I knew she would be. And to give her a big bottle of milk. I'm sorry, a big bottle of water. Giving baby goats water in a bottle can kill them. So that's definitely not something I did. I was also told there's never ever been a case that my vet has seen in Arizona of copper deficiency. So I quit giving my goats copper because she's a vet after all. She would know. She's quite an old vet, if you will. And 6 months later, all of my goats had copper deficiency. Naturally, I started giving them their copper supplement again. And most recently, I called the vet because, you know, like you guys heard in the last one, Corid isn't working in our area for coccidia. And I learned that, you know, just I could tell it wasn't working. But reaching out to some of my goat herding friends, you know, confirmed it that they as well are having that issue. And so I called the vet to say, hey, it's not working in this area. I need a prescription for Dimethox. Because legally now you can't get what you need without a prescription and given a bunch of money. So whatever, I needed to do what I needed to do to get these babies the medicine they needed. I was told I'd get a call right back. A few days later, I get a message from my vet saying, hey, did you know that they sell Corid over the counter? Go purchase some Corid and give them that. So, that is my vet. So when people say, why don't you take them to the vet? It gets a little, kind of frustrates me a little, to be quite honest. And I'd like to say, if you have a good vet that knows anything about goats, hang on tight to them, because it's not very common. And I'm not saying all vets are bad. I'm not saying they're bad for everything. You have a goat that breaks a leg, they're probably going to be able to give an x-ray and bandage up that leg for you. If you need a prescription, in some cases they might be able to give you that prescription, but more than likely you went in there and told them exactly what it is you needed, and that's what they're giving you the prescription for. So, these are just some of the realities that my family is dealing with currently, realities that suck, but realities that are there, plain and simple realities of ranching. So, I guess I just thought I'd share that with you guys. Don't mean to be a downer or anything, just currently what we're dealing with, and thought I'd share.